What is good, YouTube? Today we are doing something a little different. We're doing a commentary video. Just something that came to mind, was like platinum trophies on like PS5. Like I love going for those. And I was thinking, why doesn't Roblox have one? So I decided, why not make a platinum for Roblox? So yeah, let's get into it. So, for the platinum, I went kind of old school, kind of OG Roblox with it. Kind of to just like because I personally think that's when Roblox is better. If you guys have any other games that you would like me to change out, just put it in the comments and I'll look over it. But the games that are going to have trophies are it's going to be Wolf or Other, Doors, Super Bomb Survival, In Plain Sight 2, Breaking Story, Basketball Legends, Field Trip Z, Restaurant Tycoon 2, Piggy, and Hide and Seek Extreme. Now, as you can see, I went very, very old school with these trophies. Now, we're going to be starting with the game that I'm playing right now, Wolf or Other. Now, this game has kind of a gameplay loop that makes it kind of hard to pick trophies, but I had a solid way of picking trophies because they have their own achievement system in the game. I'd like to give a shout out to the devs for that game because you guys saved me on some of these trophies. But for the first trophy that we have Calculated Hunter. Basically, it's a trophy where if you if you're the hunter and the wolf has maybe became wolf already, but all you have to do for this trophy is shoot the wolf while they are still in human form. I think I do it in the recording. I don't specifically know. Next is Lone Survivor, another achievement in game that just it I made into a trophy. Basically, you have to be the last alive. You have to pick up the bow from the downed what's it called? From the downed hunter and then uh kill the wolf, of course. We'll save this next one for later, but we got Vantage Point next. The map we're on right now has the highest point in the whole game. I think mostly. And if you get to that highest point in the game, then you get the trophy. A good one for platinum screenshots and all that stuff. Then what else do we got? We got Carnage. Carnage is one. We had a hunter trophy originally, and then I decided why not have a wolf trophy as well. There's such thing as a carnage in the game, which means the wolf gets multiple kills in a row. And I'm thinking this one might be a little too easy. I could change it out anytime. But what I'm trying to say is we're gonna make it so you have to get a carnage, but then you have to also survive the round for as long as you can. For the whole round. That's what I'm trying to say. And finally, the one that I was saving for last was Nigel. Basically, you just have to get Nigel. It's an RNG trophy. You just have to become Nigel, and you'll pop a trophy. So yeah, that is the Wolf or Other trophies. On to the next. So the next one, like I said, was Doors. This isn't really this is more of a new gen game, but it also has achievements in this its own game as well. The thing I've done is I took a few, maybe have modified the names. I think I did on a few of these. But yes, for Rebound, you just have to survive ambushes attacks. I hate you for running into Timothy while looting. Probably the most scary jump scare in the whole game. I don't know how anybody hasn't gotten scared to that jump scare. Then we got You Can Run for surviving Seek. Quiet in the Library for surviving the figure. And then I decided why not use a trophy for using the crucifix one of the best items in the game. The best items in the game. So I decided to go with the most annoying character in the whole game, Screech. Decided just why not use the crucifix on Screech, and we're calling it Stop Screaming. So yeah, I wanted to go with some like different types of achievements and stuff for this one, but it's like the most of the achievements in game have a lot of grindiness, and I've already got a few grindy trophies later in the video. So let's move on to Super Bomb Survival. So we're on to Super Bomb Survival. This is going way quicker than I expected it to go. But for Super Bomb Survival, they also have achievements in game. I chose a lot of games with already achievements, but I try and make my own achievements to it. Basically, a few of these are just literally achievements, especially like ones like Ragdoll Rebel for surviving a whole round while ragdolled. Um, then there's Bravia Dump, jump into a nuke while it's coming down. There's Stressed Out, of course. Survive a round with 10 health or lower. And then I tried to make two new ones for the last two trophies that I'm picking for it. So picked Golazo. I think that one is basically kick a soccer bomb or a red soccer bomb. Oh, no, and a red soccer bomb into another player. It doesn't need to be in the same round, but it could be in multiple different rounds. So if you kick a soccer bomb and then kick a red soccer bomb into another player, that counts towards the trophy. Now, and then there's another one. It's I don't want to catch them all. Encounter, which is get hit by, basically. It's not like, oh, you're in the blast radius. You have to be hit by every single type of bomb. Like I said before this, I wanted to make it a grindy trophy. I wanted to have a little bit of grind during this trophy hunting. So you have to be hit by the each different bomb at least once. So, yes. That's it for the Super Bomb Survival Trophies. So, yeah, let's move on to the next. So, the next one is another new gen-ish game. I think it was made in 2019. What's it called? In Plain Sight 2. Basically, this game does not have achievements. I made up all these achievements in my own head, my own mega mind head. I'm so smart. But for most of these, the gameplay loop in the game does give you a little bit more stuff to make trophies about, because there's multiple different maps. Now, for the first two, these are just related to the characters that you can get in game, and I decided to go for the most luck based character type in the game. Like outlaweds. I'm not doing featureds because featureds are a little too high up there. It's a little too crazy to get to. But basically, we went for Your Infamous, which is getting an outlawed thief. That one might be a little easier than the camera one because it has more selections. Second is Heavy Machinery for getting an outlawed camera, of course. And then we decided to go for something more map based. So I went for Leaving a Mark for on one of the maps. You can find an office for Mr. R. Banks, and he has markers that you can steal. Once you have stolen those markers in one round, you get the trophy. Then, I was gonna do a It's All Gone, where basically you alone have to steal every item in a room, and then also escape the round without dying. And then we got Moo, which is on the farm map. If you spawn in the barn, there are cows. If you steal every cow and then escape the mission, you will get the trophy. And finally, back to the basics. I kind of added this late because I didn't know what to do for this final trophy. And I knew that they had a tutorial level, so I decided, why not do a back to the basics trophy, do the tutorial, and in plain sight too. Alright, we're moving on to Breakin' 2. So it's not Breakin' 2, it's the original Breakin'. I don't know why I'm tweaking. But, back to what I was saying. Breakin' has endings and achievements, so there's a lot of things you can really do. I decided to not crutch on the achievements for this selection of the like trophies. I decided to go with like a little bit of ending based, a little bit of character selection based, and kind of like stuff like that. So I went grown. It's just finishing around on any ending to as an adult. And then now you can play as an adult, which is basically just beating the game as a kid, which is the easier type of gameplay because kids are way faster and are harder to hit. And then now this is more of the ending part. I had I call his hat. That's the name of the trophy that I picked. Basically, you beat the game and get the good ending. And then there's Y for drinking the expired cola in the sewers from the sewer merchant. And then scrambled for beating the deviled egg. And then for what have you done? Another ending based thing. Basically, you just have to get the bad ending. That's it. All right. So now we're gonna move on to So yeah, remember it's Basketball Legends. Now this next game, it's just like there's multiple game modes that you can do trophies in, but I kind of centered around my park and the just regular drafted stuff. Also, I had a little bit of like miscellaneous type things as well. I got next, which is winning 10 rounds of 1-on-1s in park. So you just need to win 10 rounds. Doesn't need to be in a row, but just win 10 rounds. Then drafted, which is get drafted in the 5-on-5 game mode, which is pretty easy if you just play the 5-on-5 game mode. Then we got tiers higher, which is reach tier 30 on the game. So yeah, that's all you really need to do. Is just reach tier 30. You will eventually grind if you play enough. You'll eventually grind up to tier 30. It's pretty easy. I'm high tier right now. Then we got I want Iguodala. Yes, I quoted I had to use a quote for this trophy because it's green 53 pointers. I just remembered that moment and I was like, why not name it after that moment? And then finally, 4 more reps, which basically I did this because I use this emote in game. Basically, you green a 3 and you have to equip the push-ups emote and then green a 3, make a shot. What am I talking about? Make a shot and hit the emote. That's all you have to do for this trophy. It's pretty easy. Now, the next game we are moving on to is Field Trip Z. Now, we got one of the best story games on Roblox next, behind Breaking Story, of course. That is the greatest story game on Roblox. No one can tell me otherwise. But, basically, this game also has achievements. I did piggyback off of, I think, almost every one of them. So, yeah. I think we literally, yeah. Well, first one is quick hands for. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but just collect the most supplies in the supply store, or just the supply run. Then sewer kill streak. Have the most kills on your team in the sewers, of course. Then donate a donut. Give Donut Dave a donut. Then you have Where Am I for finding and completing the death ending. That game has a death ending. Me and my friend survived it. Great boss fight. I really like that boss fight. Next, we have Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is the last trophy we have. If you played the game before, you probably have already gotten the bully ending. But if you get the bully ending, then you will pop this trophy. Now, like I said, I piggybacked off of literally every trophy in every achievement that I have listed right there. I piggybacked off of a lot of achievements during like making these trophies, picking out which trophies I want to put in and which ones I don't want in, of course. All right, next one, we are moving on to Restaurant Tycoon 2. Now, this Restaurant Tycoon 2 is my personal favorite tycoon game of all time. No one can tell me otherwise. This game is great. It's better than Restaurant Tycoon 3, in my opinion. Now, back to what I was saying. We have some extra trophies. This game does not have achievements, so I just had to use my Megamind brain again and just make perfect trophies. The best trophies of all time. Alright. So we got Up the Ranks. That's for getting a 1-star restaurant. You'll get that over time. You'll grind your way out. You'll start making a better restaurant. Then Around the World. This is also kind of a grindy one. This is the second grindy trophy that I think myself is grindy. Basically, it's just completing every cuisine in the game, which there's a good amount of cuisines, but I'm like almost finished. Then, happy birthday. There are going to be some birthday customers that come in. You just have to serve the customer. I'm going to tell you this right now. If your server serves the birthday customer, then it does not count. It does not count to the trophy. You yourself needs to serve the birthday customer. Then we got Trusty Worker, who is just get your first employee. And finally, Triple, which is just getting a 3-star restaurant, which shouldn't be that hard. So just that one's a little bit of grind as well. But those are the Restaurant Tycoon 2 trophies. I will see y'all. Why am I Why am I doing an outro right now? We'll go to the next one, which is Piggy. We have one of the greatest survival horror, if not the greatest survival horror games on Roblox. I'd say it's the best survival horror game on Roblox of all time. Talk to a wall. Now, there's a few ones. This game does not have achievements either, so I had to just kind of think about gameplay. I just had to go through gameplay, see what people did to make it a little challenging, but not too hard, not Super Meat Boy levels. But so we got new look for getting a new Piggy skin and using it in game. I'm gonna change that one up a little bit. I just said get a new skin, but I want you to use it in the game. I want you to play as your new Piggy skin. Next is, so this is how it ends. By completing the final chapter in book 1. That's just by playing through or just skipping to the end, which is really lame. I do not advise anybody to just skip to the end. That's really lame. Next we got How Is This Fair? Now, while I was watching gameplay, I remember that people just sit at the exit with bear traps at the exit. So I wanted to kind of harness that energy and say, why not do some gameplay, why not do a trophy where if you get caught in that bear trap, you at least get rewarded with the trophy? You know? Because, yes, so if you get caught in the bear trap that's in front of the exit, you will pop this trophy. How was this fair? Then, that was a little easy. Catch all the players in a public server before they unlock the exit. That one's going to be a little hard. You're going to have to find a public server with either a small amount of players or a horrible amount of, horrible players. That one's going to be a little bit harder. And then next is It's Beautiful. Yes. Which is creating your own custom map during the regular gameplay. Just creating your own custom map because they allow that in game. Me and my friends have done it. It's really easy. Just a really easy trophy that you can do. Now we're gonna be moving on to the final game of the video. Hide and Seek Extreme. Now, this was actually the first game I have ever played on Roblox, and it's a great game. Many new players should play it because it's just fun. Now, basically, as in the name, Hide and Seek Extreme is a hide and seek game, but you're in a giant area. So I had to play some gameplay and kind of just think my way through making these trophies. Now, what do we have for these trophies is Found You, which is catch 3 or more players in 10 rounds. Then there is Well Hidden, survive 10 rounds without getting caught. And yeah, those are just 2 kind of just gameplay trophies. You can just kind of play the game and get these trophies to pop. Then we got I'm So Tired. Now I think I got the map correct on this one. But it's survive a round as a hider on the workshop map by only staying on the tires when the seeker starts hunting. So you get to the tires and you have to stay on those tires for the whole round without getting caught. When you get there, but it has to be before the seeker starts hiding. Seeker starts seeking, and it will count towards the trophy. And then we got Put the Fire Out, which is survive around by being on the fire hydrant. That's correct. I don't know if that's a fire extinguisher. I don't know what I'm talking about. Fire extinguisher for the whole round. Not the whole round, but when the seeker starts hiding, you have to be on the fire hydrant. Fire extinguisher. Same with the tire trophy that I was talking about just a second ago. And finally, for the last trophy of this whole video, it's going to be security systems. Basically, there's a character called Panda. Panda can place down security cameras, and all you have to do for this trophy is place all your security cameras down, and you will pop the trophy. And voila, you have your platinum. Well, that's it. You have gotten your platinum for Roblox. So, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace!